Hi everyone, it's really early in the morning on Friday, February 11th, 10th, I'm not sure. 11th, because yesterday was the 10th, it's Thursday, yeah. I didn't make videos the first week of this month, and I apologize. I apologize for how I'm looking. I've just been having a bit of a stressful time. The first week of this month was not good for me. It was kind of rotten, and when I say kind of, I mean it was I got into let me explain that better. I was pulling into my parking lot, and the front of my car scraped the paint of another car. Not a whole lot, just and the other person blew it out of proportion and tried to get me to pay $500 to replace a bumper that I didn't hit. She became threatening and even brought a police officer to my work because she never asked for my car insurance information because she was mad at me when I told her that she needed to get another estimate. Granted, I was kind of rude when I told it to her because I was mad that the estimate was almost $500 to replace a bumper that I didn't hit. But she blew it out of proportion. She became really angry. She brought a police officer to my work during peak hours where the first shift was leaving and second shift was coming in. And I just don't appreciate a police officer. She lied to him, and he threatened to arrest me for not having car insurance and for having a bad attitude. And I informed him that, and I was upset, and I was crying because I was embarrassed and upset about this whole thing and this dumb person doing this. And he forced me to give my insurance information. I said, what if I don't want to deal with my insurance company? And he goes, well, you need to give me the information, your policy number, and the number to contact them right now. And I was like, whatever. So I did. And the next day, because I was at work for second shift, I got out of work at 10. I got home the next day, and I woke up the next morning, called my insurance company. She didn't make a claim. All that stuff, lying to my boss, lying to this police officer who threatened to arrest me for not having car insurance to force me to give it to her, and she didn't even call. She told them that she wasn't going to call, that she was trying to get us to settle this outside of the insurance companies, which was code for she wanted me to write her a personal check for almost $500. And I called them. I had pictures. I was the only one who's seen it. So here's a lesson for you. Don't try to be a good person and be an honest person. If you ever, unless it's damaging, but if you ever just tap somebody's car and scrape it a little bit and there's no dents or a piece of their car doesn't fall off or whatever or shatter and there's no witnesses and nobody else is around, it's just you, don't say anything. Don't do that, because I was punished. And this whole thing caused a slew at work because I was mad at her. She told my boss that she felt threatened by me because I called the insurance company and that I was trying to attack her. I called the insurance company, sent them the pictures that I took right after the incident happened, being the only witness. And I can understand if you were mad about your paint being scraped if you had a brand new car, but she had a 99 Saturn, and I have a 99 Taurus. Seriously, the cars are both dinged up, and they're old cars. They have damage already on them, and she was this upset about some scraped paint, even though there was a whole bunch of scrapes and stuff all over her car. The insurance company sided with me. They said that because it was my fault, I did do something and I made a claim. They said it looked good on me that I made a claim, that I admitted to doing something even though there wasn't any reason for me to do so, and that I had pictures. And it ended up they just had to replace the left quarter panel of her car because I because they can't replace paint in a few inches. They have to do the whole thing so that it fleshes well with the car. But they said it was just a couple $100. She wanted almost $500. This one was just under $200 because they, emailed me all the stuff. And they were like, we'll take care of it. You don't have to worry about it anymore. But she decided to keep taking it up a notch and started doing stuff to me at work. For instance, I work at a daycare and I do projects with the kids. Well, we have these poster boards that we can use thumbtacks and stuff to put the projects on, and they're in prime positions for when parents walk in, they can see the art on these 3 poster boards. And we're supposed to, as a part of our job, we're supposed to keep them decorative with borders, or at least make the backgrounds match the month or a theme or whatever we're doing. Well, we had a whole bunch of pink and hearts and light blue and snowflake stuff everywhere. So since it was March, I was changing them out. So I took down some of the artwork that was sticking on them. Some of it was hers from her morning project to put it back up there. Well, then she took down all of my projects, even stuff that was on the sidewall that you can't even see coming in the door, just to be spiteful. I didn't appreciate it. So I left her a note saying, I think that you're being petty about this. I was just replacing the backgrounds. I have a video of what I wrote if anybody doubts me, because I've started taking videos and pictures of everything at work because I've just been getting in trouble left and right for no reason. And my boss sends me a text message the next day saying, you can't write profound things. Yeah, she texted the word profound. Again, if you don't believe me, I have it locked on my phone. And I was like, profound? What do you mean profane? And she's like, whatever, same thing. No, those aren't the same thing. And this is my boss. This is my administrator. This is the person who's the face of my building for a place called the Training Center. And okay. Well, anyway, I was like, what are you talking about? So she sends me a picture, a forwarded picture, where there's some word I don't even know. It was in another language, like sura, sunta. I don't even know. I can't even remember. But I didn't know what it was, and I said, well, I noticed that the morning teacher's name is gone and replaced with a word I don't know or even what language it's in. And she was like, it's Spanish, and apparently it means like a female dog. And I said, okay, well, I don't know that. I didn't write that. And I was like, you don't speak Spanish. How do you know what it means? Well, the morning teacher told me. Really? The morning teacher opened. Nobody else was around. She saw the board with my profound language on there, took a picture of it, sent it to Shannon, and told her what it means. I was like, really? This whole thing doesn't seem suspicious to you that she's familiar with the language, she knows what the word is. She was the only one who's seen it, and she erased it and took it down before anyone else could get there. But I definitely did it. That seemed okay. My boss had been acting really weird towards me since this whole thing happened. And so worrying about myself because I am trying to find a new job and she's listed as a reference, I did a little field test. I got some legal aid assistance. Someone with know-how. There's no charges or anything. I was just asking them if they could do me a favor, and they did. And they called pretending to be a reference, and my boss just badmouthed me. For instance, one of the phrases that my boss, supposedly a professional talking to another employer, said was, like, really? Her mom had to come down the street, and she's 26-year-old. Like, really, your mom? You need to defend yourself, not your mom. But really? Actual phrase that she used. And that's for a job reference. And the person pretending to be the job reference had to actually press my boss for, well, how does she work? How does she work with the children? How does she work with the patrons? Does she keep her area clean? Does she get her paperwork done? Is her paperwork accurate? So I, again, with some help, wrote a very professional letter saying that I just don't appreciate her with the defamation of character and slander and besmirching my name and breaking HIPAA laws. You know, it's illegal to say personal information like my age, suggesting or divulging information about where I may live, where my mom lives, that my parents are alive or which parents are alive, all of that kind of stuff. So we'll see where that goes, but it's just been rough because I've been dealing with that all week. So that's my Found Friday, saying why I didn't make videos last week. I was just so stressed about everything, and just a whole slew of things happened. So I apologize. I've been trying to make sure to at least get the Makeup Mondays and the FCA Fridays out. So here we go.